Hello and welcome to Dad's Dad Job Live. This is your host, Adam Neverborough, and I'm joined by my old man this way, Tony. Dad, how you getting on, mate?
Hello.
You all good?
You good?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. You've been itching to tell me a story today, so go and tell me what this story is. You've been, to the viewers out there, my old man, he's been like, "Oh, I'll tell you this story. Like we're all off there, we're getting ready to do mic checks and that." And he's like, "I've got to tell you this story. I've got to tell you." So I went, "Dad, wait for it." He went, No, I've got to tell you, Dad, wait for it. Wait for a podcast.
I've gone shy now. I'm not telling you. I've gone shy.
Oh, right, great. Brilliant.
That's it. That's it. I'm going to go dead air now for 2 hours.
Thanks for coming. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Good night.
Well, I'm a virgin on here, so I'm the first time I've ever been on here with you. I know I walkies with you once.
Just introduce yourself, Dad. And,
obviously, I am Granddad's our job because I am Connie's granddad, Adam's dad, West Ham through and through for all my sins. I'm the one that's got Adam into West Ham, and I've got my dad to thank for getting me into West Ham. So that's really it, really. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like history, isn't it? You can't live without West Ham.
No, you can't.
Every Saturday, it's like church, going to church, isn't
it? Yeah, unless you're in Europe, it's every Sunday.
Yeah, well, when I weren't playing, I was always watching. So when I got back, I was only 4 when I was watching them. So
yeah,
you was watching in sepia.
I didn't know you had eyesight like a dog.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah. You used to see some of the players that played. Oh, Jesus.
So go on then. Tell us this story. You got us on tenterhooks now. What's all this story about your neighbour?
Well, no, it's just we had this little soiree, little dinner party. I sound like posh and snobbish, but I'm out of Dagenham, but. Well, not now. I've moved up in the world a little bit, but that's another story. But I've come out of Dagenham, and some of the neighbours said, "Oh, we're having a little dinner party," which is a bit alien to me. That's like you get the night and faults. You've got to go inside out, outside in, or whatever it is. Well, anyway, we had a bit of cockney tapas, which was like we had some like salmon, and we had like prawns, and there was crab sticks, and there was mussels and things like that. So that was all lovely.
Seafood sticks.
Awesome. And sorry, I nearly jumped up and down here. Yeah, and we had that, and we was talking, and one of the neighbours said, "Oh, I've just come back from Amsterdam, like, you know." He said, "Oh, really loved it there." And I went to Rembrandt Square, and I went to Anne Frank's house. So I kept a straight face. I said, "Oh, right." I said, "Have you've read her book? It's a really good book." So he went, No. I said, "Oh, no." I said, "It's good." I said, "It's a bit, it's a bit samey." He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, the first page it was stayed in, second page stayed in. And on Saturday it had Tottenham got beat." And he's going, "Oh, who's taking the mickey?" Like, and everyone was laughing. He didn't find it funny. He's a Tottenham fan. But I was laughing. Yeah, but that was my little story anyway that I was trying to tell you. Anything to have a little dig at Tottenham, I don't mind.
So even back in Anne Frank's days, that Spurs were losing. So
well, of course, yeah.
We did have 2 viewers then, but then you've just threw them off.
Yeah, they were Tottenham fans.
Yeah. Okay, well let's crack on to obviously we're doing a live watch along. We've just watched the first half and we've seen a fantastic goal by Bowen. There was a mistake by Levi Colwell where Kudus was putting him under pressure. They're saying it was a foul, but his arms are up in the air. He's passed the ball back and it's gone straight into the path of Bowen. He's run onto it, left foot shot, bottom corner, bang, 1-0 West Ham.
That's typical Bowen, isn't it? Typical Bowen. Sniffer, wasn't it? He didn't only have a chance. But I think if Cole hadn't passed that ball back, I tried to. I think he might have been offside, But because that player passed it back.
Well, yeah,
he was onside. So, but it's a great finish. I mean, considering he's been out 5-6 weeks, you know what I mean? I thought he'd done really well.
Yeah, he's come back from a broken foot, hasn't he? So
yeah, we might have poked the beast though. That's the only problem. Yeah, we've got 45 minutes or a little bit less than that now. But it's like they're looking a little bit more solid now, aren't they, nowadays?
Yeah, I'm looking at the match statistics at the moment. I mean, the possession wise at the minute is 65% Chelsea's, 27% West Ham. Obviously, we've both had one big chance each. Chelsea have had 12 shots. We've had 5. Goalkeeper saves are pretty equal. Corner kicks pretty equal. Fouls pretty equal.
But then the game we got beat, Adam, I can't. We have to forget what one it was. But it was Fulham or Palace. Didn't we have like 67%, and we lost 2-0? One of the stats on that. So, so like that possession football. If you don't put it in the back of the net, that's it. Don't matter, does it? You can have 8% football. It's a results business, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's it. But yeah, like again, like looking at the Chelsea have hit almost 300 passes. We've hit 175. Free kicks are even. Like, you know, it's like other than possession and the amount of shots. You know, we've just been more successful with our shots on target. You know, like it's
Yeah, I mean, and also when you think of the team that we've got out, it's not a strong team, to be fair. There's no Paqueta, there's, you know, Alvarez ain't playing. I mean, we've only got one really, Souček and Solo in the middle. We've got a rookie in Irving playing, and he's doing well, actually, Irving, to be fair. But I do worry about the lack of pace with Kufal and Cresswell. You know, and it's only really got Kilman really there as a natural centre half. I know Mavropanos is on the bench, but you know, at the moment it's doing all right. They've still got another 50 odd minutes or whatever it is. 40 odd minutes to go.
Well, okay.
But it's all looking good at the moment. It's looking a bit better than under Floppy Lobby, isn't it? So
yeah, there is that to it. I mean, I don't think anyone was ever backing Lopetegui, were they? I mean, he was on a, you know, he was losing the battleground before he even entered it. I
don't think the players they weren't having him. I mean, I spoke to my governor, director Stuart, who's very learned with West Ham, and he said like he could tell from the first game. He said the players they're not having him. They wasn't having him, and I thought, I don't know about that so much, you know what I mean? But he was right. He was from game one. He was right. They weren't having none of him, and like, I mean, you can tell that the togetherness they've got now at the moment under Potter, and we've got, you know, that squad is actually stretched quite thinly, and they're playing. You can see they're playing as a togetherness under them, but he never had that lot of time. And also the instructions coming on the side of the pitch as well. You know, don't get me wrong, I can't speak Spanish, so him speaking English, like, he's better than me. Don't get me wrong, but getting your message across on the pitch to a Portuguese or Mexican player or whatever it is, you know, in broken English or whatever, it's I don't know. I don't think it wasn't that conducive to get. Tommy got his point across. We didn't have the ball no more. Do you know what I mean?
No. But how's your Italian though, Dad?
Why? Why's that?
We've got a little guest, not a little guest. We've got a guest to join us on the show. His name is Tabs. Hello, Tabs. How you doing, mate?
Ciao, Bella. Come stai?
Oh, right, I'll say. A lovely question, that one, was it?
And comme ça is French, unfortunately. Yes.
Don't pull me up, mate, please.
Yeah. So it's football. It's football. It's one language. You know. I'm okay. I'm not gonna let today get me down. I'm still buzzing after yesterday's 5-1 humbling of Man City. So I'm in good spirits. Always look on the bright side. And so should you. And so should you. Bow in 41 minutes.
At the moment.
So we're all right at the moment.
Let's keep it that way. We both have an equal hatred of our friends down in West London. Well, not friends, but Chelsea. So
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And don't forget the other one in North London as well.
Oh, well, yeah, we don't talk about them. They're Middlesex rather than North London anyway.
Barnet, I meant Barnet.
Oh, okay, Barnet. Anyway, how are you guys?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Did you enjoy the man of the match performance by a certain Declan Rice, was it, I believe?
Yeah. He was
all right, didn't he, that bloke?
He's doing okay.
Overrated.
We found we haven't pigeonholed him. He's not a 6, he's not an 8, he's wherever we want him to be, and he's great in any position. So So he's very good. We're very lucky for him. Apparently, we bought him at half price, but so the song goes.
Yeah, you like his other leg works.
and that's why we're not buying anyone ever since. So not anyone substantial.
So on terms of your, obviously it's transfer deadline day or DADline day in our case. So it's been a bit of a slow activity this month, isn't it, for Arsenal? I mean, not in a bad way, but I suppose you're not panic buying as such, you know. Like it is deadline day. I would say it's definitely the dead in the deadline. It's slow. There's no activity, and look, we are crying out for a striker. Yeah, we've got the Saka injury, we've got the Jesus injury. We've got Sterling, who isn't putting up any trees and stuff like that. So there is a desperate need for it, and Arteta's talked about that need. However, the mantra has always been, we're just not going to get a body because we've got one already keeping the bench warm, and we're very lucky that the likes of Waneri have been able to step up from the academy. So it's we acknowledge that there's something there, and basically that the board have weighed up the pros and cons. We've got 25 games left this season, and they've weighed up the cons of saying, okay, well, the pros and cons say, well, look, yes, we could fork out a load of money for someone, overspend, that could potentially scupper the summer plans, or we take the risk, and it's a big risk, and I'm not particularly sure I agree with it, that we've got maybe Saka coming back March, April, with the squad does stay fit, and we can manage it, and it's all about it's all about long range planning. It's all about not ruining the summer, and not paying over the odds. So, and it's not like going to the shops. Everyone's, oh, why didn't you just pay the money? There's three parties involved. There's so many variances involved. I'm sure, look, if you like City, you pay 20 million more than needs to for Mamouche, you will get him. Unfortunately, we're not a nation state. We can't afford that. You look at what you guys have done with Evan Ferguson. You are more. You can take that risk. One, because I think he does add something to your squad, and two, we've had enough injury. He's injury prone, but you're more than happy to take that risk. Whereas we've done that already. So it's a tricky one. I sympathise, but I also understand why the fans are going to be pretty annoyed. Yeah, that's it. I think there's just a lot of high expectations, isn't there, for Arsenal? Like, obviously, you're still within a shout for the league. I know Liverpool needs to have a bad run of games for you to get back in it, but all you can do is keep playing your game and remain in that top four position. But there's been a lot of talks like Duran was earlier on in the season, and then you had Ollie Watkins deal that was muted. And I was saying to Rob on one of our podcasts, it almost comes across like a panic buy, like you're not really giving a lot of due diligence in it. But he did argue the fact that Ollie Watkins is quite a high pressing forward, as well as like a clinical goal scorer, as you found out firsthand. But there was a famous striker that you bought when he was 29 before from Crystal Palace, who ended up becoming your record goal scorer. So obviously, when you look at taking the age into consideration and the amount, it's probably no different to what Ian Wright was back at Crystal Palace. So what was your thoughts on those things?
No, I mean, I would have loved Ollie Watkins, but it's always at a brand, and I think he would be good. I think the age curve thing with him, I think he's, we talked about it in the pod the other day, like, he hasn't played top level football for a huge amount of time. He was at Exeter, then a long time with Brentford, and it was only really when he went to Aston Villa that he was playing Premiership football. So I think he's still got plenty of miles in the legs. I think he would be a great asset. The thing is, Aston Villa, even though they are financially in trouble, their waste to turnover ratio is ridiculous. They're getting money from Duran, and also you don't sell him and Watkins in the same window. And no. I think it was a genuine bid. You don't make bids without any encouragement. So I don't think it was, the board aren't going to go, oh, we're just going to make a bid just to keep the fans happy. No, but maybe the timing was a bit bad. Maybe they'd done it a week earlier. Maybe we're a bit indecisive. I don't know. I would have taken him. But you spend 60 million on him. Isaac is the number one target, whether we get him or not. But you spend 60 million on him and then lose out on your big targets in the summer. It's that balancing the here and now versus the immediate need versus long-term need. And as I said, we aren't Chelsea who spend 1.5 billion and then you look what happens to João Felix and he gets turfed out to Milan. We're not a nation state, so we do have to be a bit more careful with our money, and maybe the psyche of the American owners is slightly different. You know, I posited this question, and I've done it recently. It's like, in American sports, getting in the playoffs is considered a success. So the equivalent would be top 4 getting into the Champions League. So are they satisfied? Are they thinking, you know, we've got enough to come second? Fine, we're not prepared to spend the extra amount to win the league, because you know what, we're still getting money. We're in the Champions League. We're still a massive club. Why do we have to go the extra mile? So I think there's lots of things involved in terms of why we might not have bought someone. And who knows? We're not there behind the scenes, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's it. Dad, you got a question for any Arsenal related stuff?
No, I was just I think that 29. Everyone goes, "Oh, Ollie Watkins 29," as you said about Ian Wright. But I don't think 29 nowadays is that old. I know the sell-on side of it.
You're almost 60, Dad. It's still young for you.
But if you bought someone at 29, you could get 6 years out of them anyway, couldn't you? You know what I mean? You know, at 35 ain't it? You could have someone playing at 29, but up until 35, and then ship them out. You ain't going to recoup the money, obviously. But say Ian Wright, how old was he when he left to come to West Ham? What, 34, 35, was it?
Yeah, something
Ian
like
Wright. So you had a good 5 years out of him. Oh, you didn't pay £60 million for him, but I mean,
I don't think it was the age thing. I think the age thing we're fine. It was more a case of you pay the money for him. I mean, also Villa have to sell. We you know, and we're not going to pay 80 million for him.
Yeah.
So you know,
right.
and they wanted 60. We bid 40. You know, even at 50, they've just made 77 off John Duran. You know. So yes, everyone will have their price, but as I said, we can't always pay that price. So no, I would have taken it. I think I would have taken him for 60 million. But I don't know the financial situation. I don't know how close we are to doing other things in the summer. And they chose. They said, look, the lesser of the two evils was not buying anyone, and that's how they seem to justify it. And yeah, the fans will be angry, and I think he would have been a great buy. But and then Villa say, well, no, we're not going to sell it to him. So yeah, there's only so much you can do if you've got limited funds.
I think as a manager, I think Adam, but I think as a manager, you've got to improve your squad. You can't just buy anybody. He's got to be someone who's going to be pushed to first 11 and not just especially with the likes of Arsenal. You need someone who's going to try and push and get in that number 9 spot. Don't you? You can't have someone who's going to be happy to be a play second fiddle, because that's no good to you. As you say, you might as well hang on to the summer, mightn't you?
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just what it means. It's just what it means for the rest of the season. If Havertz gets injured, that is going to be problematical, because we've got Trossard, who's a very different centre forward. So we don't have anyone similar to Havertz that could play centre forward. So we are putting all our eggs in the one basket, and I think we can all see that. Yeah, and that's it. If it's a winger or stuff like that, we can manage without another winger going down, sort of thing. But Havertz going down, all he does for us, we're running him into ground. He plays 90 minutes every game. He hardly gets a rest. Hard to get in. And he's a great engine on him, but he will break at some point. And mark my words, against Newcastle, if he gets injured, no one's going to be surprised.
Yeah. He's got that game in the week, haven't you? To try and overturn the 2-goal deficit in the League Cup semi-final.
The miracle on the time. I'll be there. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I finally get to see an away victory.
That's doable, though, isn't it? That is a doable game for you. I mean, I know they're 2 up, but I think, Bournemouth went there at the weekend.
Fulham, wasn't it?
I think they're doable.
And they just lost to Fulham. Yeah, it's doable. But however, was it Orbino or Opta-Stats? I can't remember. There was a stat going round that we haven't scored at St James's Park. What was it? Arsenal have failed to score in 3 of their last 4 matches at St James's Park and have managed just 1 shot on target. There you go. That gives you hope.
Did they confuse Arsenal with West Ham just then? That's that.
You've got the right team.
So are you guys happy with Ferguson? Do you like the
if he's fit, but we bought him. I think he played 17 minutes. Then he had him at the weekend. I think he came on. Didn't
they? They were 5-0 down, weren't they?
Yeah, but he could be our answer. Potter knows him, so we have to wait and see, wouldn't we? But I reckon he was the next best thing when he was 18, 19, breaking in the team. But he's been hampered by injury, hasn't he? So, and would Brighton have got rid of him? I don't know.
They're a smart. They're a smart club. They're a smart club.
My only worry about. Sorry, go on.
No. No, go on.
No, to say my only worry is that we end up putting him in a shop window, getting him playing football, and then he don't come, and then someone else, Tottenham's or
It's a
someone
Lingard
comes and buys him.
situation again.
Yeah, exactly the same thing. So whether there's the obligation to buy or should have been in there or not, I don't know. But
yeah, I heard it could be.
at least.
I heard it could be a performance-related option. So I think it's something like if he scores 10 goals or something, then West Ham have an option to buy him. But well, yeah, of course you would. Of course you would. But then I think the option B was something like north of 50 million quid. But I think when you look at today's, I've done a top 5 transfers this window. Like Duran went for 71 million pounds. Solanke in the summer went for 60. Like if you buy Evan Ferguson for 50, 55 million, I think that's still a good deal. And you've got years left in the tank for him. Like, I know he's had a couple of injuries.
Well, that's the thing. You worry at that age. You got to make sure those aren't the things that are going to bug him for constantly throughout his career. Sort of thing. So if it was just it's just always a bit nervy at a young age. The fact that can they grow out of these? He's a big unit. So what is it that he needs to develop and adapt to make sure he doesn't keep doing it? Because when you're that size, he's not the most mobile, and and all the rest of it. So it's just I think it's a good prospect, and I think you're doing the right thing alone, and it could work out. But I reckon if he's typical West Ham, he does really well. You buy him for 50, and then he's just
After we buy him, he goes to bits, doesn't he? If you just see the tagline there, Chelsea have just equalised for 1-0. It's Pedro Neto with a little scramble in the box, and he's just followed it up.
There was a foul on Bowie now at the start of that.
Hopefully, it's ruled out.
No, it won't be ruled out. No, it won't be ruled out.
No, it's a bit fair. He took that well. What was that 64 minutes? Oh, hold on. There is a VAR check.
Could be offside.
No, VAR.
Oh, they might say he's offside. Might say Cucurella's offside from a head on.
Oh, please! He's got a lock of hair offside. Yeah.
Well, Cucurella is at least 2 yards offside. It's just the knock on from the player. It's number 30. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think his leg's in it. That's right. Well, Tabs, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your views about Ollie Watkins and whatnot, and wish you best for the season. Hopefully, we'll catch up again in the reverse.
Yeah, couple of weeks time.
A couple of weeks time. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll be like
that. We'll definitely have you on. And look, I don't give up. There's an hour and 35 minutes left. You never know.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, guys.
All right, cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Bye.
There you go. That's Tabs from the AFC Grove podcast. Top bloke as always. I mean, always like having a chat.
Talks a lot of sense, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's very switched on, very very statistically minded. But yeah, no, he's a good lad. He's a good lad. I think Chelsea going to get chalked off here.
Well, I hope so. It's whether he's
but even the shot, there's two calls for it. There's the shot in front of Areola.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't know, but I've seen worse
second
calls
phase of playing it.
I've seen.
Hopefully they rub it out. I'd give a goal.
Yeah, gave it.
I don't know how that works. Do you? If he's offside like that, how does that work?
Typical.
But you watch this as a foul on Bowie, not?
Yeah, but they should be calling that then, shouldn't they?
As he was going for the ball there, so
yeah. Where's the VAR check on that? But then again, how far back have you got to stop play for a goal to be disallowed? You might as well stop it off at the kickoff. So there's got to be some level of tolerance there. But it's getting heated though. I mean, even if it was a draw, I'd be taking it right now. But
that's a dodgy tackle. That is a dodgy tackle. That.
Oh, hang on. Could that get upgraded?
No, I don't think so. He's on 4 yellow cards already. That is a dodgy tackle.
Enzo Fernandez, yeah.
Mm.
I don't think they can't upgrade it, can they? If it's already been booked.
No, I don't think so.
No. I think
But
they
this,
can
you
only
know,
downgrade a red or something.
but the positives of this, I know, like we're drawing at the minute, but the positives of this, last month or 6 weeks ago, we'd have been 3 down by now. Wouldn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
We'd
No, we're definitely more competitive.
take the Arsenal game, not the Forest game, was it Forest? It was 3 goals down, Leicester, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know,
We just
it's all-
looked
it's
so. How can I put it? We just looked so out of sorts, didn't we? Like it's just no way we were ever going to be competitive in a game. But
I always thought we scored too early.
as always.
Poke the bear. What we've done.
So who got the assist for the West Ham? Oh no, it wasn't an assist, was it?
It was more as a back pass, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Chelsea. I've just got to update the ticker feed now. Neto from a corner. Neto. Yeah. No, let's say it's 1-1 at the minute. I think we're definitely in with a shout here. Anything could happen. You know, there was an interesting stat the other day about the only 2 managers that have beaten Chelsea at Stamford Bridge as West Ham manager was Glenn Roeder and Manuel Pellegrini in 23 years.
Oh, he's hit the post. Mate, what's he done? Oh. How did he miss that? Jesus.
Sell him, there's still time.
Well, he would have been offside, I think.
Yeah, it's well off. Yeah, well off. Oh,
not as offside as a sideshow Bob does, but still.
I can't believe they still gave that.
It's probably because he didn't get the flick on.
Yeah, but you can
if
see
he'd
the
have picked
ball.
that on, I think then he would have been the ball forward, wouldn't it? But I think because he missed the ball.
I don't know. I'm a bit cynical.
No, I haven't.
I'm not having it.
But it's West Ham, isn't it?
Yeah. Pedro Neto. So anything new West Ham related there? Any gossip or whatever?
No, I haven't heard too much, to be fair. I mean, some of these players, I mean, that Andre Silva, where was he's gone to Leipzig, isn't it? Or he's come to Leipzig?
He's gone to Werder Bremen.
Werder Bremen,
yeah, he's gone there.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know that other guy from Lorient, was it Eli Junior? I've never heard of him, to be fair. Like, you know what I mean?
You wouldn't know because he's only 18. Like,
he's going to be another Guilherme then, isn't he? Not just stuck in the squad, not going to do nothing. And
well, I don't know. I think they're probably pinning him to be a bit more of a prospectful signing. I think Guilherme is. It's a shame because I do like Guilherme. When I see him like performing for Palmeiras, and you see highlights of them in their season and what they've been doing in like the Copa Libertadores, like it's been quite good. But again, it's just, you know, I think the mindset is we shouldn't be spending £25 million on a fringe third choice right winger.
No, that's right.
So I think that if they could get their money back and reinvest it in a squad that could, you know, or a player that can come in as a second choice or first choice, then that's going to happen. I don't think we've got the depth or capabilities to have a third choice expensive potential winger, and I think that's what it is down to. I mean, again, like, you know, if we sold Kudus last summer, then you had Bowen and Guilherme as your 2 options on the wing, then it makes sense because then you could focus that money elsewhere. But
you've got Jimmy as well, remember?
Who?
Jimmy Somerville.
He's left wing though, isn't he?
I know, but still, he can play either side, can't he? Do you know what I
mean? Yeah.
He can play either side. I mean, he'd be an asset. I mean, I thought he would have been back by now. I don't know if his name's Sub or not, to be fair. I looked into that.
I don't think I saw his name on there. Let me have a look. Statistics subs. No, he's not on there. So Somerville didn't make it.
No, I don't think so.
So we had Paqueta, no Paqueta, no Alvarez, no Somerville for this game. No Antonio.
No Fulkrug.
No Fulkrug.
No Alvarez. You said Alvarez, didn't you?
Yeah, Alvarez, yeah. Evan Ferguson couldn't play because he wasn't registered before the game week deadline. And if he was registered, it was with Brighton and he played, and you can't play you can't play for two clubs in one game week. That's the rules. And Will Prowse, again, he featured in that game. Well, he didn't feature. He was on the bench, an unused sub. And again, because he was registered, he couldn't play for tonight. So, yeah, like I say, we'll probably get a full squad for the following week, which is Brentford, isn't it? Brentford the next time?
Yeah, it's Thursday night, isn't it?
Oh no, it's Leicester. Sorry, yeah, it's Leicester first, and then
What's
it's
the game? One's a Thursday night, which is really strange.
Yeah, it's Leicester. It's Leicester.
It's FA Cup next week, isn't it? Oh,
yeah. Oh, what a fluky goal that was. Well, look nothing really. Yeah,
deflection, wasn't it?
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka looks like it's panning to him. But yeah.
Oh well, normal service has been resumed.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've only won one game, haven't we, under Potter so far? And that's the Fulham game. But we're playing, so yeah, it's a massive deflection. Can't even say
he never celebrated, did he? He knew it was a fluke.
Oh, so unfortunate.
Oh.
That's a Wan-Bissaka own goal, or?
Well, I don't. As a defender, I don't like giving own goals to defenders. You know what I mean? I'd rather give it to the attacker. I think that Wan-Bissaka don't want it, and Cole Palmer probably will. So,
where are they giving it to?
They put it as a. Put a bit.
Wan-Bissaka own goal. Let's put it down as. 73 minutes. Well, there we go.
Oh, it's 3 points in an DOJPOD, that was. Blimey, what's he doing? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, there's no time for any more recruitment, is there? Danny Ings coming on.
That's all right, that's saviour.
Irving looks like he's coming off.
Annie Dings is coming on. Oh dear. Who else is coming on? It's awful.
Celtic ready to 11th hour swoop to sign West Ham star. Can't be Danny Ings, sure.
Part of a make weight for the young lad we want.
No, it's Danny Ings. So Danny Ings and Lewis Alford are coming on.
Yeah.
So this is what I like about Potter. I mean, Lopetegui would never have taken that chance on these youngsters.
No.
Right.
No, he's one for the youth. He did play a couple of them, to be fair. But when the game was up, he played them. But Potter puts them on when there's still something to play for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kufal's off, and he Mavropanos worries me.
Oh, he's gone. Was he gone four at the back? Is he? No, is Cresswell still on?
Yeah.
Oh right, so Scholes has gone left wing then.
Oh. Yeah, he can't be putting Cresswell left wing back, surely.
No.
They moan about anything, don't they? Screaming at the referees all the time.
Oh, Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's just so they get a bit more advantage, isn't it? There's almost an own goal in. Christ alive. This is not good. This is not good.
Yeah.
Spurs points dropped from winning positions. Chelsea since Christmas, 10 points.
Let's hope it's 13.
Oh, Spurs are top of the table for once with 11.
It's ironic, isn't it? Come on,
Could
West
say
Ham.
It's a hard watch. Hard watch now.
It's a
Especially-
hard watch. The thing is,
That's
we
how
ain't
it
really
is.
said it. He's looking a bit shaky, their keeper.
Is it Sanchez, that goalkeeper, isn't it?
They've changed him.
Oh, Jorgensen. Jorgensen.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Jorgensen.
the other guy they dropped. Cool. He's on fire, that fella.
Palmer, yeah.
Mm.
Apparently, Karen Brady had a deal agreed with him a couple of summers ago. Moyes didn't want him. Apparently.
The Messiah.
He's a very
Mind
naughty
you,
boy.
but he did. He's not coming out. No, he did. He did bring us a cup though, so. But the football was boring at the end.
Yeah. That's the thing, like, there was a debate on there saying about, like, our past 22 games under Moyes. It was hard, you know, they were criticising a certain player, James Ward-Prowse. It was like, mate, like the entire team didn't perform that great. It was only Bowen that was getting us out of stuck. And even then he got injured and he was out for a few weeks and we suffered because of it. Things like that, you know, you can't take into account. But yeah, that season it was just like, or last season, it almost felt like Moyes was just down in tools because he knew what the situation was going to be.
The thing is, with Moyes, it was like the back end of one season, the start of another, wasn't it? So it sort of like hided a bit, hid a bit, didn't it? But
lift off the cup
if you
with.
but if you would have put that into one season, that was poor. It was poor. It was like 60 minutes, 70 minutes.
The first half of that season, though, I think we were like top four. Like we were like, Bowen. What on earth is that going on here? But Bowen was like, I think he scored 16 goals or something last season, didn't he?
Yeah, well, it
20 goals in all comps or something like that. First time it's happened for a West Ham player to score over 15 goals or something like that for a while. And you think he scored something like 7 games or 8 games on the spin, didn't he, Bowen?
Yeah, something like he was in good form, wasn't he? To be fair, he did carry us over the line a bit.
Yeah, it was form that got him into the England squad, wasn't it? But we heavily relied on him so much. You right there, buds?
It's an hard watch.
9 minutes to go. I'd say once I'm going to see if there's any deals that have occurred so far. Oh, someone's saying how good is Cole Palmer. He hasn't even scored, so stand on the break here with Kudus. He's cut inside.
He does. He just does too much.
Yeah,
he's a great player. He's a great player, but if he could just look up and pass instead of trying to be greedy.
I'm fine with him leaving now. I think he's had it. He's done what he's had to do at West. I don't think we can make him any better. I don't think he can make us any better. I think it's just amicable now. Like, okay, thanks for your service. Sell him and then reinvest in players that Potter can get the best out of. I just think Kudus it's just peaked for us. I'm not saying he's peaked as a player, so I'm sure if he gets that next move to like an Arsenal or a Man City or whatever, he'll elevate his game even further. But I just think, you know, It's just time to go shake hands and move on. He's not making us any better. You know, he's supposed to be an £85 million player, when he's not really performed that well. Not just under Potter, but just under Lopetegui and even under Moyes. I think he was good in his spells, but some games he went missing.
This is dead at the moment. They're just like, they're not even, they're just passing the ball about. It's put them under pressure, West Ham.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Yeah. Getting knocked out. Look.
How's that a foul?
I don't know.
That's sort of scratchy, mate.
Oh, I don't like him as a player. He's such a wing. He's such a whinger. He really is.
Cucurella. Yeah, but
just mate.
Cucurella.
Yeah, drinks Estrella.
Drinks Estrella.
Looks like Barbarella. Just honestly, just Cinderella. No, I don't know much on him, but
he eats frutella, la.
Yeah. Just one good break off penalty or something like that. I mean, just get us back in the game.
Just one good break, a penalty.
Yeah.
So that break will be in one of our players' legs.
Well, I'll say that. Brings back memories.
Oh, yeah. So when was the last game you got to this season, Dad?
I went over when we got beat by Palace 2-0. I was over there then. They got a penalty and the last couple of minutes of the game. Made penalty, wasn't it? Got sent off, I think.
Yeah, that's right. 2 bookings, wasn't it?
But, again, when I watched them play, I didn't think the result didn't go our way. But, I mean, I ain't even in the box, that. I mean, I know what he does there, but that's another thing. Why did they have to nick that extra 6 inches off the corner?
I think we all would know.
Triangle. What?
I think we'd all try and nick 6 inches somewhere, Dad.
Yeah, you always moan about that.
It's your fault.
Yeah, well, can't help that. It's my dad's fault. Blaming him.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we ain't got the squad to compete with it. How can you compete with a 1.5 billion squad?
They're not that great, are they?
They're not great. They're not great, but they're still.
They've got,
if
they never had Cole Palmer playing it today, they wouldn't have got back in this game. He's been the best player, I think. Cole Palmer. He's picking the ball up off the backs. He's just spraying it about. He's ghosting about.
They've got 250 million quid in the middle of the park in 2 players. Quarter of $1 billion just in 2 players. Not moan, and yeah, but then they got a free agent at the back. Look, Guilherme's coming on. Who's coming off? Cresswell. Yeah. Probably about 4 at the back then.
I hope he does something. Be good.
He might score a winner. Put a bet on it.
And my £5 bet's gone up the wall, isn't it?
Why?
Like Wan-Bissaka or Cresswell to set a goal up. I thought Cresswell takes a corner.
Oh, yeah.
Well done, son. Well done. Oh, just didn't drop that at me.
I don't think he's that bad, Guilherme. That's just.
Well done, Scholes.
He's better than being third choice.
You done well there, Scholes.
Skulls has been a breath of fresh air, I must admit. But like, it's not as if we saw it coming. Like, he got a man of the match performance when he was like 16 in Europe. When we played, was it weren't Bucharest? Was it? It was Bucharest. Steaua Bucharest or FC?
Not Karabakh, was it?
No. Paper or plastic?
No,
it was.
Karabakh.
I think it was Steaua Bucharest. Well, not Steaua Bucharest. They're called FC SB now, or something to do with like the politics owning the club or whatever.
They used to be an army side, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that was what I think that's why they were rebranded.
All the military there, didn't they?
Yeah, we beat them like 4-1 or something, or 4-0 or 3-0 or something like that in their back garden. And Mubama scored, but Ollie Skulls played that entire game and he got man of the match. It was like 16, 17. It's just insane.
Oh, Carl Palmer's coming off. Give us a break for 2 minutes.
It might be longer than that because of VAR.
Yeah, plus the what's it time and all, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How many games have we lost now?
Too many.
All right, here you go. So we've lost. This is our 11th loss this season.
It ain't over yet.
I know it ain't over yet. I know it ain't. I'm just saying. In my head, like when you look at the fixtures every year, I always account for 12 losses because that's losing to the top 6 twice. And I think anything other than that, we should be looking to get a draw or win those games. There's no disrespect to those teams, but that's our competition. So I look to win and draw those games. But we shouldn't really be losing more than 12. I mean, I know Tottenham have lost 13, but they've had a really bad season. I think domestically they've been okay, but Premier League wise,
7 minutes.
7 minutes. There you go. So we've still got something in it. Did you see the news about Tottenham Hotspur buying Matthias Tell or getting Matthias Tell on loan? They're buying Munich.
Yeah, go on.
And they're saying that he's a left winger and he contributes towards goals. Now, someone put this out on a stream earlier, and Tottenham have scored 48 goals this season, and they're 14th. Right, so that is just one goal less, or two. No, 48 goals they've scored. It's just one goal less than Arsenal, who are second. Yeah, and what the Spurs do? Yeah, but what the Spurs do? They go and buy a forward. Right, so Spurs have let in 37 goals.
Well, now, it's less than us, isn't it? How many we let in? We've let in loads, haven't we?
46.
Yeah, we got bashed 3 times, haven't we, this year?
Yeah,
that's where that goal difference was good.
I think I think we're 6th. I think we're 6th worst
because we got Liverpool done us by 5. I think Forest done us, didn't they? Leicester done us.
Yeah. That's a positive buzz.
What's that?
That's a positive buzz.
Probably ain't.
Yeah, so like with Spurs, you'd think, that they really should be focusing on buying defenders, but what they're actually doing is they're sticking to Ange's philosophy by trying to score more goals every game. But the problem is they're not scoring enough to play that style of football. So what they're doing is they're going out and getting another forward. Just feels a bit, for me, I'd be looking at getting a defender in and making sure we don't concede as many.
He's out on his feet, that kid. He's out on his feet.
He's running into empty spaces all the time. It's just not offering anything. I say he's a star boy and stuff like that, but I just think he's got no confidence about him at the minute whatsoever. At the moment, Chelsea go up to 4th in the Premier League, leapfrogging Man City. While West Ham remain 15th on 27 points.
Tottenham's above us now, aren't they?
Tottenham are above us, yeah, but we're equal on points. So they got a much better goal difference. They've got like a 28 goal swing. They're on plus 11. We're on minus 17. Again, our problem is we've not been able to score goals. You know, like Fulkrug's been injured, and then you've had Antonio as your only option. Oh, that looks like a bad injury. That. Go on. Go on.
Oh, mate.
Oh, Deuce. Honestly, what the hell? It's bad. It's not great at all. 85 million quid. I don't think we'll get that. Don't think we'll get that at all. Who's going to pay 85 million quid? Probably.
Goalkeeper there. Jesus.
Has it got out for a throw-in?
And him gone out.
That's a great pass.
Mate, there. He should have just backheeled that. Good block, though, to be fair.
Yeah, good tackle. Good tackle.
Toss him.
It's a bit harsh. Still got 3 minutes. We've got the ball back here. Oh, that's a good ball by Danny Ings. Oh. Boeing is just shaking his head. He's tried so hard. But imagine this team when you've got a bit more creativity with James Ward-Prowse, who's going to be able to ping a ball. You've got Todibo back. He's a
player I like. I do like him, Todibo.
Yeah, it's unfortunate about his injury history, isn't it? Like he's that's poor. Unfortunate about his injury history, isn't it? Where he had an accident as a child, and because of that, one leg is shorter than the other because of multiple operations and stuff. But that's why he has to keep going back to France. He has to keep getting that assessed. But again, we're obligated.
Medical.
Yeah, Dad, we signed Harry Carroll.
Well, just some. Well, yeah.
We signed Andy Carroll, so you know. But the thing is, like, we're obligated to buy him now. So that's £40 million that we can't spend in the summer because we're already committed to him. But then there is an opportunity we could get that back if we sell him to Serie A, like to Juventus or something like that. But I think he's a good player. It's just, we just seem to be getting players that are just injured too much. Like, remember when Craig Dawson was. That's not a bad effort, to be fair. I remember we got Craig Dawson. Everyone was up in arms about him.
I'm just saying, the goalkeeper, he knows the camera's on him. He ain't moved. Like waddling socks.
Waddling socks. Oh, but it's an interesting story. Maresca used to be a coach for West Ham under Pellegrini.
Who did?
Maresca, the Chelsea boss.
That's it.
So
he's the same. Yeah, 11 losses.
11 losses. I've just got the transfer deadline day up now. So Fulham are close to agreeing a deal to re-sign Willian.
Well, I am.
Willian, he was in the stands for the Chelsea game, wasn't he? I think that's that.
Is the voice finished then?
Huh?
The voice, is it finished?
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
yeah, I did. That was very clever. Very clever.
Kind of go I am.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So that was the result. So West Ham lose to Chelsea 2-1. We went 1-0 up with a Bowen goal in the first half. Then in the second half, Chelsea again dubiously for a VAR decision, the goal was given. I think it was a knock on personally, but yeah, that was that. So there we go. And then the Wan-Bissaka own goal for a Cole Palmer cross. Chelsea got away with that one, I think. I don't think we played too bad with a fringe squad.
Listen, to Chelsea, to West Ham, I don't mind watching us play now. I feel a little bit of pride. You can only play with a deck of cards. You only play with the hand you've got. And at the moment, we've got a couple of jokers. Come on, I mean,
this is why I got my bad jokes, because it's from you.
Yeah. Well, perhaps it ain't a bad thing, but it's it's just I don't know, mate. It's just, but we're getting closer. We're getting back to the West Ham that we know. It's getting a bit of pride back, aren't we, in the team now?
Yeah,
that wasn't. We didn't get beat out. So ain't like when we watched us against Forest, or we watched us against Liverpool, and do you know what I mean? Like, it was a close game. We lost by a goal. There's something about it. We just think, get a decent forward in. I like when that Falkirk played up front. I spoke to you about this before. His hold-up play, the focal point, he brought people into the game.
Yeah.
We looked a different outfit, and then we lost him, and we haven't got that. We're knocking it up to Bowen, who's 4 foot on a fag paper. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it ain't going to stick. It ain't going to stick. For he's all right when the ball's on the floor, but you need someone to hold the ball up and bring players in, and we don't do that. We ain't got no one to do that. We might have now with this Ferguson.
Yeah.
He could be the answer. I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, there you go. So we lose, but we do have a champion amongst us, and that is boxing sensation Joel. How you doing, Joel? You getting on?
I'm good, man. How are you lot?
Yeah, good, mate.
Good.
Congratulations on your win at the weekend. That was some performance, mate.
Thank you.
So run us through how you demolished him.
It was a third round TKO. But it was a good fight. It was meant to be a 50-50 challenging fight for me. It was a step up fight. So
yeah.
So it's like I made it look a bit easy, if I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, don't blow your own trumpet, Joe. Eh? Maybe your celebration should be that when you're knocking them out.
No, am I still a bit off of the hammer sign up?
Of course. Of course. So, for those that are just watching, you just like to introduce yourself in terms of like whereabouts you're based and whereabouts you train, and obviously your West Ham connection at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so right now I'm based out of Dagenham. I grew up in Newham. Moved to Dagenham about 2018.
Yep.
And so I train in a gym called Box Up Gyms in Ilford and Denison Dyers in Loughton.
Yep.
But I started off boxing at Peacock Gym in Canatown.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well known gym, isn't it?
Yeah, that gym was a great gym. And my West Ham connection is my little brother, Gideon Kodia. He plays for West Ham. He's on loan at the moment to Wickham.
Yeah.
He's doing well, isn't he? He's doing well. It's his second spell, isn't it?
Yeah. He's doing really well. So when he comes back to West Ham at the end of the season, I feel like he'll be ready for his first team debut there.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's such a talent. When you watch that, did you go to the FA Cup youth final when we beat Arsenal?
Yeah.
it's mad, isn't it? Because like when you think back to like, over the weekend, you see Lewis Skelly scoring against Man City, and you see Ethan Nwaneri scoring against Man City. Those two players played in that cup final that West Ham demolished them 5-1, and you think your brother scored that sensational 40-yard and lifting the trophy.
I remember because that game there, I was sitting in the Arsenal stands.
Yeah.
Then when he scored that goal, all the Arsenal fans went quiet, and I just started jumping up, shouting, and all the Arsenal fans.
No one's going to mess with you, are they? To be fair. Sit down. I know, mate. You're right. You carry on.
It's when they start counting to 10 they need to be worried, right? That's wicked.
It was good though.
Wicked. That's good. Like I say, like he's part of history now. Like, you know, he's of that mould of being the captain that lifted that FA Cup Youth Trophy, which is the first time we've seen it as fans since Joe Cole days. So and Josh Briggs, and I think it was 90. What year was that, Dad? Was it 98 or 99?
Yeah, it's about that
Those
time.
boys.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So you think like, and I think Gids is probably part of our. How can I put it? He's part of an academy, probably one of our most successful group of academy players that I've ever seen since 1965. You know, the shirt that Dad's got on. So it's madness to think that, you know, we've got this plethora of talent, and your brother.
The group of kids that come through now are like your Coles, Carricks, Defoes, back in your left house back in them day. I just hope that we keep hold of these players, because that's what we should have done back then. In the Ferdinands, we should have kept hold of them all, and we could have been the big club, but we didn't. We sold them off. And then Man United kept hold of all theirs. Look what happened there.
Yeah, no, it's true.
10, 15 years.
Yeah, I feel like Gideon will get his moment under the light for West Ham very soon, very, very soon.
Good. We can't wait, because that's frankly what we want to see the youngsters through.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So tell us more about you, Joel. I mean, like you grew up, like say, you moved to Dagenham. Whereabouts in Dagenham are you based at the moment? Because my dad's a born and raised Dagenham boy. I'm borderline Romford. But I schooled in Dagenham, so
So we moved to Beacontree.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
So not too far from Chadwell Heath.
Yeah, I was at Dagenham East. That's where I was.
Dagenham. Yeah, it's not too far from.
Right by the football ground, actually. Victoria Road.
Yeah. So we live right next to the Red Bridge football ground.
Yeah. That's it. That's where I was. Yeah. I used to go to Man Baker's a lot. You know, the old club Man Baker's. I think Kevin Mitchell, he started doing a gym out of there at one point. I don't know if he still does.
I think so. Kevin Mitchell's he was even at my third fight as well.
Yeah.
I remember because
he's good at following younger talent, isn't he, Kev? I mean, I listened to a podcast with him, and he's good friends with Anthony Joshua. So obviously now he's taken on that sort of guardian sort of ship of mentoring the next group of boxers coming up. I think he's got a gym down
he's got a good boy with him as well. I think his name's Sonny Hardy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Sonny, he's a good boy still. He's good talent, very good talent.
Yeah. So on your fight on Saturday, there was a certain Anthony Yard that was supporting you. There's rumours that you're good friends with Yard.
Yeah. No, that's my training partner. He's part of my team. So we're always together.
I see. Why are you standing that canvas? See if we want to get in the ring with you. It's on the camera.
That's just him showing his support. I think he was telling me he was very, very proud of me, because like that knockout was well overdue.
Yeah. The guy didn't have a chance, mate. Like in the first round, I think you downed him twice, didn't you? And
I downed him 3 times, but they didn't count the last one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Then in the second round, I sort of just started practicing a few things. Then in the third round, I said, "All right, cool. Let me just get him out of there." Yeah. So it was real good experience.
You don't get paid for overtime, fella. Get out.
So who's your promoter at the moment?
Ben Shalom.
Oh, Ben Shalom.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Ben Shalom. So I was with Frank Warren when I first turned over. Then my contract finished. Then I went to Ben Shalom back in January, February, March. I think May. That's when I signed the contract.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So boxing's been good. It's been good.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely get a lot of talented fighters come through the ranks there, aren't you? Like it's
100%. Yeah.
It's interesting now, and obviously with the bigger bouts now coming in Saudi Arabia, is that on the horizon for you, Joel? Like to go out there and fight in the deserts?
Yeah. And even, you know what's crazy? I said to myself, this fight, it's my first 50-50 fight. It's a fight where they want to see if I can punch or see how I react when someone's coming back, fighting back. So I need to try create a statement or try steal the show.
Yeah,
And literally, I just had that in my mind from the get-go. So no games, no messing about, just go in there straight demolition. And I feel like I feel like I've done a good job of doing it as well.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, you definitely entertain the people with the performance you put in. 100%, 100%. Dad, did you have a question at all?
No, I was going to say when I see when Adam said you was coming on, I had a quick look on the old YouTube. When you hit in the last time, you was up on the ropes before I think the referee stopped counting. You was up there. He weren't moving, was he? He weren't moving, was he?
Even with that, yeah. My coach, like when I got to the ropes, my coach was shouting, "Get down, get down!" But I've already seen the ref before I was running to the corner. I've looked back and I've seen the ref wave it off. So I was like, "All right, cool, the fight's done."
I never see that bit. I thought,
let me go. Let me go celebrate.
One with Deontay Wilder with Fury, wasn't it? When he was standing giving a show it to the camera. He got up, didn't he? Before he was out.
Yeah, he gave the old shimmy, didn't he, in front of it? So what's the next fight we need to look out for, Joel?
The next fight for me,
who you got your eye on in your division?
Anyone that's got a belt, anyone that's up for a challenge, anyone. Like I'm someone that doesn't shy away from a challenge, so
yeah,
it's good. Like by the end of even before the end of the year, I would like to get my hands on a belt.
Yeah, 100%.
Any belt.
Is there anyone in the game that you've got a grudge with? Like you think, oh, I'd do him, like, you know what I mean? Is there anyone, you know what I mean? Like something you always get
tell
like,
my dad loves to scrap.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't. Oh, I love a little fight.
Tony's up for a bout.
Yeah. No, you always get like two people in a weight division, one hates the other one. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got anyone like that where your division?
Not necessarily, because up until this fight, I don't think many people knew of me or knew much about me. But I feel like this fight has helped put me on the map. So maybe I might get a few people trying to call me out soon. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, you're there to be had, mate, aren't you? But then you've got to show them where to go, haven't you? They'll find out the hard way. But reword it in a different way rather than having a grudge with someone.
Yeah.
He's probably the most competitive boxer that you're probably in line with, that you think, you know what, I'd love to have a fight with this guy in my weight and probably set up like a trilogy sort of bouts, you know? Like who
with me, I'll always look at the people with world titles. So I'll say Boots Ennis. He's someone that's got a world title. So like I'm always aiming for the most. So I want someone that's got a world title. So Boots Ennis. He's a very good fighter.
So that's a Dad's Job exclusive. You want Boots Ennis now. Yeah. That's it. We can tweak that now. We've got it. So let's talk about West Ham, your beloved West Ham. Obviously, we just lost tonight. Did you watch the game at all?
No, I literally came back from the gym before I jumped on the interview. But I saw the scores. I think it was 2-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah, it was finished. Yeah, finished 2-1 in the end.
It's finished.
Yeah.
Dubious first goal. I thought it was offside myself, the first goal, but there you go.
Yeah,
not going to get that much, are you?
Yeah, I know, man.
Stamford Bridge.
So what do you think of West Ham under Potter now? Obviously, it's a different story that we had under Lopetegui, but now we're under a Potter era. What's your general feelings about Potter in his first kind of 4 weeks in the job, really?
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I ain't really been up to date with West Ham because of my fight. So I've been literally the last. So since December, I've been locked away like a prisoner. So I've just been focused on boxing. But I've always checked the scores and whatnot. But we ain't. I don't think we've won in a while.
Yeah, it's only the Fulham game that we've won, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's man. So I feel like he still needs to build chemistry within the team. So so I'll say after, let's say, a month or so, see how it goes from there.
Yeah, I think so. Like I say, he's got his boy now. He's got Evan Ferguson in the squad. He's got his striker. So we're a few defensive injuries light at the minute. You know, who knows what happens once we get a fully fit squad together and we've got more options for him. He might come to fruition. So
100%.
let's see how he gets on.
I still feel like they need to give the youth a chance as well.
I think he has done, though, to be fair. I mean, he bought on Skulls, didn't he? He bought on Alford, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, he brought them on. So he does seem to be giving him a chance. I mean, I don't know, Lopetegui, is he the one that put Gideon out on loan? Was that his idea, was it, to do that?
No, I think Gid's went out on loan last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he went out on loan.
Yeah, I know. But he must have, Lopetegui must have seen him in the summer and said, like, put him out again, you know what I mean? Where Potter probably would say, stay and be part of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I feel like at the same time, they wanted Gideon to build that first team experience with the men's football as well. So with the men's football, especially the League One, they said is very different compared to the Premier League. So it's like like the League One people, they're actually playing to feed their family. So it's more so the nitty-gritty of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you feel the academy have treated your brother? Like, in terms of, like, there's obviously, like, historically it was almost like a use them and not use them and abuse them, but like use them and kind of get rid of them sort of tactic. But you think that the West Ham Academy kind of have a different approach in terms of they don't just get good footballers, they get good people out of these boys. And how do you think Gids has reacted to the new kind of philosophy at West Ham?
I feel like they treat him well, because even when he was at Wickham, let's say I think he got injured beginning of December, end of November.
That's right.
They still like West Ham still called him back so he could use the physio and things like that to help his his recovery. So they treat him well and they still look after him. So it's good. Yeah. So I still feel like they've still got a keen eye on Gideon. So when he does come back, I feel like they will give him the shot that he deserves. Yeah,
this has been like a new mentorship in place now, because you've got Colton Cole going out to games now and being the loan advisor. So he's obviously going and see Gids quite a lot, because on his Instagram he's always at Wickham, he's always repping the boys and stuff like that. So it's just really good to see.
Yeah, even me, I need to get down to one of their games as well.
Yeah.
That's
wicked.
That's how it should be. We should be looking after people like that, shouldn't we, on the kids? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the fans, most importantly.
And the fans, and us.
And the fans.
And the OAPs.
You can't be without the fans.
Brilliant. Well, Joel, thank you for taking some time out of your evening to come and chat to us.
Yeah, I appreciate
your career and your brother. And we'll get you on again soon, very soon.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
No worries, Joel. Take care, mate.
Bye. Come on.
There he is.
Take care.
See you later, mate. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
There you go.
Nice fella. Nice
champ in the making. Honestly, he's such a good lad. Such a good lad, Joel.
Yeah, very humble fella as well.
Yeah, that's what you need. You want boxers that are humble, don't you? And,
I would tell him that anyway. I would not be like
that. You would do, wouldn't you? You have to say to his face. There you go. So Joel Padua, watch out. He wants a title. Boxing promoters, if you're watching, all five of you on this stream. There you go. He wants a belt. Give it to him. Give him the opportunity. Right. So transfer deadline day. We've got 45 minutes left of the window. How do you think West Ham have been, Dad, in terms of their activity this window? I mean, it hasn't really happened as much until today, or even last.
I think what's done. I think every club as well in this transfer window is with West Ham especially, they've changed manager, so there's a different mindset there. So anything they were planning to do in November, December has changed, because if it was Lopetegui's idea, now it's changed. If it was Steidel's idea, now it's changed, because they're not around no more. So now there's different targets. Lopetegui's targets won't be Potter's targets. Also, what with this Champions League scenario, this different format, a lot of clubs were hanging on to players because they didn't know until I think it was last Wednesday or Thursday, are they going to go through? Do they need these players for the Champions League? Or are they going to finish in the bottom 8? Do you know what I mean? So it was all up in the air. So now you're getting a bit more movement from players abroad, with clubs letting players go. You know, so like that's the thing that's to sell this transfer window back. I'm not a lover of this window. I think you should have your players and you can't get rid of them. The only transfer I think you should be allowed to do is if you like a mitigating circumstances, be like a goalkeeper, a specialist position. As an outfield player, if you're on 50 grand a week, if you can play left back, you can play right back, you can play but a goalkeeper is a bit specialist. And I think if a goalkeeper gets injured and you're stuck for a goalkeeper, then you can try and change a goalkeeper. But I think they should abolish this window, because it's panic buying. It's panic buying. Like now, everyone's panic, all scrambling for players. We're scrambled. We've got a forward in now he's been injured for Christ knows how long. He's only played 17 minutes this year, and we've bought him. We've got him on loan. We don't know how that's going to pan out.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same for most clubs. Most clubs are doing it now. Like they're all sort of trying to get through to the summer and then rebuild in the summer. We bought loads of people in the summer, but it just hasn't worked. I remember Forest done that one year. Didn't Forest? And they bought loads of players, and they just did not gel. And they just did not gel, did they? And they scraped and kept up. But this year, well, I personally think they were one season wonder, but that's another story. But
who's that? Sorry,
you can't knock them for this Forest.
I
don't think they're sustained what they've done now. I just think they're going to be like Leicester. I think they're going to have a really good season, and then I think they'll get found out next year. But full credit to them. Full credit to them for what they've done and why they're playing.
The thing is, they need to build off that, don't they? And there was talk about them putting in big bids in for Cunha at Wolves, weren't they? And because they got to lose. They're in the top four. They're in the top four at the moment, and they're quite clear of a few teams. European football's on the horizon for Forest. I'd say, why not go for it? You get another £128 million for TV rights. You've got nothing to lose, and the owners.
You say that. Yeah, well, yeah, but money don't buy you everything, does it? Because if you change too many people at a time at once, you upset the dynamics of your team, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Can work. It can work. It can work and gel, and everyone goes, "God, what's up?" But how often? Spurs done it the other year. They bought loads of players.
They done it when they sold Bale, didn't they? Yeah.
They bought. How many did they buy? They bought 4 or 5 players off the back of his money, and not one of them worked.
Yeah,
I don't think one of them players worked.
No, I think Modric was before that, wasn't he? I'm
not so
sure. As you can tell, I don't really know a lot about Spurs, but it's tough. With Nottingham Forest, though, I think what they've done is they've improved their infrastructure as well. Like they've got Edu in. You know, he left Arsenal out from completely out of nowhere. Next week.
That's a strange one, wasn't it?
But he's overseeing operations of multiple clubs. So this Nottingham Forest, he's got Olympiacos as well as.
They've got like 4 or 5 clubs on the go, haven't they? So
yeah, that's it.
Perhaps I'm wrong then. Perhaps they won't be a one season wonder, but I don't know.
But they can get themselves out of jail quite easily financially, because what they could do is if they've got too many players on their books, they'll just send them out on loan to Olympiacos. Like they had Marcelo, didn't they, at Real Madrid? Like they got him in, and there was talk about him coming an easy route into the Premier League, but it never happened. Like I don't think he played particularly well in Greece, and then he went over. But there's been quite a few players that have represented Olympiacos that have gone to Nottingham Forest, or Olympiacos have bought a player that needs to have a European permit, so then they'll go and play 2 or 3 years in Greece and then come over afterwards.
It's all skullduggery, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Well,
it's all bending the rules. It's all bending the rules one way or the other, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think again, it's just clever infrastructure developments, isn't it? Because Watford do it with Udinese, so like they'll have players and they'll swap between them and stuff. So Chelsea.
Who's our club then? Who's our other club? Dagenham.
No, it's not Dagenham. You always say
they'd do us a favour, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they'd do us a favour. Yeah, 100%. Well, you got Austria Klagenfurt, where we got Andy Irving from.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Klagenfurt. Austria Klagenfurt. Yeah.
Never heard of them in my life.
But also, we've set up an agreement with Sparta Praga.
I get that. That's because of Kaczynski, isn't it?
Because Kaczynski, yeah. So again, we're part of this trio of clubs now, and by the sounds of it, I think there's a Danish club that we're looking to partner up with, and I think there's another club somewhere. But the growth and the partnership and sisterhood is what they say.
Surely there must be someone in South America. Didn't we have to send people out there on a scouting mission or something?
No, that was just Tim Steidden having a jolly up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, buy a few more scarves.
On a jet plane, even on a jet plane to go to Brazil with some Copacabana beach or some sort or something. I don't know. It's just allegedly. It's not true. Sorry, Tim. But yeah, that is it's in terms of the transfer strategy. I think like you have to do that because you have to get ahead of the game with it. Like it opens up scouting networks that you've never been able to do before. Like Man City is infamous for the Blue Moon Group, where they've got teams in basically every continent around the world. They've got
something to do in New York, isn't it?
They've got New York City, they've got Melbourne City, they've got a team in Uruguay, they've got Yokohama F Marinos. That's all great. That's all great. That's all great. But the standard of play there it ain't great, is it? No, but what they're doing is they're opening up an opportunity to sign a youngster very, very early on to fall within their academy setup to profit through PSR. So that's why they've set them things up, because they could get this player in at 16, like what they've just done recently. They've just bought this 15-year-old from Philadelphia Union who's going to be part of Man City's academy now. So when he comes over to the Premier League or whatever, by the time he's 18, 19, he's served his 3 years as an academy development player. He's probably worth about 40, 50 million quid. Someone like Aston Villa will buy him, and then they've made a profit, 40 million quid. Because although he's a foreign player, but he's developed in the academy that's gone up. So it's no brainer. It's no brainer, right? If you're going to run, it's a money making solution. You've got good talent. Some make it, some don't. Like Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer went to Chelsea for 50 million quid. That's all profit. Declan Rice, another one. It's no different to us signing Declan Rice from Chelsea Academy, him being at our academy for minimum 3 years, then we've made £105 million profit through PSR. It's not different. They're just doing it by... That's all right, though, yeah. That's all right.
That don't count, that one. So but the thing is, they've robbed us, Arsenal, anyway, because it's far too cheap.
Yeah, far too cheap. Yeah, we want our money back.
It's only one leg they bought them.
I said I was so, it haunted me every time talking about rice. I opted for pasta in my meals every day. I just wanted to get away with it. Yeah, but in terms of our transfer window then, obviously Evan Ferguson is the only incoming. You can't count James Ward-Prowse as being incoming because he was already here.
Well, you say that, you can't count him, but it's a new face, isn't it? A new face to work with. So I know he's
the manager, yeah.
For the manager, he's another squad member. I mean, the people, obviously, he doesn't rate, you can tell he don't rate Rodriguez and people like that. I mean, I don't know whether the deadline in Europe is actually shut now. I don't know. I think it's all different time zones at there at the minute. So I don't know whether that's their sign or whether he's gone or what.
It's not just time zones. I think Turkey have got another week in the window left.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, is it though? Because when you think we'll do all our business like by tonight, right, in the next half hour or so. But if we need to offload a player, there's an opportunity there to send them to Turkey on loan. Like it's an opportunity, isn't it? Like,
well, yeah, but you could have your team, and you think, well, I'm all sorted now, and then Galatasaray come in and go, oh, I want Rodriguez, and you put round it and it turns Rodriguez's head, and then off he pops. All right, we might get 10, 15 million. What? No, but what I'm saying,
what, you wouldn't take that.
But there shouldn't be I'm not saying that at all, but I'm giving you a scenario. You get like after tonight, you think, well, that's my squad, that's it now to the end of May. Then a week later, old Mourinho turns up and Fenerbahce and says, I'll have him. Turns his head, he don't want to play for us no more, causes unrest in the changing room, and off he pops. And then now your player's short. It should be the same. You should whether it's 11 o'clock, our time now, which is equivalent of 1 o'clock their time in Turkey, it should end off and bang, same time. That's it.
Yeah, but people
the transfer season should start. It should end before the first game of the season as well. No way you should have this season 4 weeks.
I somewhat agree with that. I somewhat agree with it because, yeah, you could bake all your signings and whatever. Like you could probably go out and spend £150 million on them, 6 new players, and you're starting them all for the first game in the Premier League. Say you get an injury, and then say.
Well, but that's Scott's law, though, isn't it?
And say you've got this group of players, but maybe you need just one more. So maybe that first 3 games.
Ain't that what friendlies and all that's for?
Yeah, but pre-season's so different. Pre-season's so different to Premier League football, isn't it? We lost 4-1 to Crystal Palace in pre-season, but then we beat them 2-0 game week 2.
Yeah, but you know, like if you've got 3 left backs and 3 capable left backs, you're covered there. You've got 3 right backs, you're covered there. If you've only got 2 left backs and you think, one gets injured, I could struggle here. Then your mindset would be, well, I'll get another one in before. So it's all planning. The amount of scouts, we've got more scouts than Baden Powell, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? It should have people. They should have people in charge. There's people in situ for that to have that sorted out. Have your squad sorted out. I mean, the numbers go up. What's all to come on? 61, number 61. How many players do you need? If you had 3 for every position, that's only 33, 35, or whatever it is. 36. So it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. You should have enough cover in a squad for that. And you should, say, me and you, let's get a season ticket. Ginge, get a season ticket, blah, blah, blah. Right, we pay you £800, your season ticket. Right? Ginge, Adam, my boss. Right? So, and you pay you £800, you pay you £800, I pay enough. Yeah, great. We're going to see Paqueta, Kudos, Declan Rice, blah, blah, blah. We're going to see all these players in there. Great, yeah, be well worth the money. We play on a away game. First game after, the season starts. All of a sudden, Man City come in, buys Kudos, buys Paqueta, Arsenal buy Rice. And who are we left with? And we paid our season ticket to go watch season.
A pot of money to buy players that we can't buy because everyone wants to up their premiums on it because they know we've got 300 million quid.
Well, there you go. And you end up over inflated, or you're getting a load of foreigners I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Like Eli, whatever his name is. We took one bang on about him there. Who's he? I've never heard of him.
He's only 18, right? He's a striker.
Yeah, but they're making it sound. But they're making it sound on Sky Sports and everything else that he's the next best thing. We've got this sort of like Messi or the new Mbappe. He might be. But if he was, West Ham wouldn't be getting him, would they?
I've watched him a few times, like earlier in the season when he was at Lorient, or still at Lorient, and then when I heard the rumour, I thought, I could probably see it.
I thought, but this is how old I was. I thought it was late Lorient.
Get this youngster from Lorient. That's the French. Yeah, that's the French when they. I've seen him a couple of times earlier in the season, and I thought he was okay. Even like everyone does it, no one's going to make out as they're super scouts, or whatever. But you go on YouTube, you go on the highlights thing, or like the snippets and stuff. And the nearest thing I could probably compare him to is like a younger Lacazette. And I think, he's not tall. He's got quite a build on him. He's got a short elevation in his foot where he can release a shot.
What nationality is he, Adam? What nationality is he? French. He's French, right? Well, don't you think that PSG would be all over him like a rush if he's the new Lacazette? If he's the new Mbappe, don't you think he'd be sorting on Monaco, be old Marseille.
Again,
All them clubs would be after him.
Yeah, that's true, and I think they are, and I do think they are.
I know, we'll let West Ham have him.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah, but sometimes they go to these big clubs and they just sit on the bench. He's starting every game for Lorient at 18. If he comes to West Ham, most likely be starting. And that's the thing, right? That's why West Ham is becoming like a prospective club now for these younger players, because they're going to get an opportunity in the big leagues. Rob is going to join us. He's on audio. There we go. Hello, Rob. How you doing, mate?
All right, am I in? Can you hear me?
Yeah, not bad. Hey, you locked up the gym for the night, have you?
Pardon?
You locked up the gym for the night?
Yeah, I've locked up the gym. I'm just driving back from London City Airport. I saw Matt Tell fly in earlier, but it wasn't to go to Arsenal, it was to go to bloody Tottenham. He decided to retire from competitive football at the age of 19.
That's wicked. So we had Tabs on earlier talking about Arsenal. What's your opinion, mate, on Arsenal's not pulling the trigger on any signings at the moment?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
He's gone through the tunnel.
Go on, mate. I can hear you. I can hear you a bit. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, okay. Let me just turn this up a little bit. All right. Okay, I think I can hear you. All right. Yeah, so what was the question?
Thanks for joining, Rob. I'll see you later. No, I was just saying that if Arsenal not really putting the plug on any transfers this, or pushing the go button at all in terms of the transfers this summer, winter. What's your thoughts on that in terms of being patient for the summer?
Well, so I had a lot of time to think about this because I was proper frustrated. I was a bit like, come on. So this is up until the end of yesterday, and it's not because of yesterday. I think I'm just trying to be a little bit more like, I suppose, pragmatic. Apparently, so what came out from what I can see is that Arsenal were willing to spend, but Arteta would rather than just buy seat fillers, he wanted to buy people that were going to progress the team forward, and he wanted to buy people not just for the short term but for the long term. He's got his targets. We know who they are. One of them is Williams, one of them is Sesko, and one of them is Isak. They're the people that he wants, and they're the ones that he's willing to wait for. The problem with that, or the alternate argument, is that we've looked at those guys in previous windows as well. So I suppose if that's who Arteta wants, that's who I want. But then by the same token, if they're not available, we have to acknowledge that there are other good players in the world who can do the jobs that we might need them to do. So I don't know. It's a tricky one. I think the other thing we need to consider as well is that Arsenal don't play again now in the Premier League until I think the 15th of February, which is the best part of 2 weeks. They're going to go on their little Dubai trip after playing and hopefully beating Newcastle to go to the Carabao Cup final on Wednesday. Then they're going to go to Dubai. And by that time, people like Benny Blanco should be back. But then also we are 2 weeks off the return date of Saka. And I suppose the other thing there is then that maybe Nwaneri's looking better than we thought he was going to look at this point. Declan Rice has started to create so many more opportunities for the forward players. His numbers again yesterday were really good. I just don't want to be. I don't want to overreact. I've seen a lot of ugly on Twitter today, and I just don't want to be one of those guys. So I just think I know what's going to happen. Arsenal are going to have a couple of few bad results, and we're going to get all the noisy lot giving it the "we told you so" kind of thing. But we're still second in the league and we're short the players that we might want, but we're still second in the league. And the reality is, even if we'd signed the players to fill the floor for 6 months, we'd still be 6 points and nearly 9 behind Liverpool come the weekend anyway. So I think as much as my ego wants to be there and buying players and bringing in these, the likes of Sesko and whoever else, the reality is that why waste the money on buying who you really want? So
yeah. I heard of Fabrizio Romano on one of his streams today, and he was basically echoing the same thing, saying that why Arsenal fans are getting so touchy about it. He said, like, I get the impatience, but he said in the summer expect big deals, get very excited. He's talking about there's a possibility you'll get Isak in the summer. There's a possibility
if Newcastle don't qualify for Europe, then that's almost certainly on the cards at least, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and they need the dough. If they're not getting European revenue coming in any format is always a bonus. They're going to need the money to recoup it, and it's a sad state really when you think when they're owned by a Saudi Arabian government, but then they're governed by how much they can spend because their commercial revenue isn't as big. So what they're trying to over the past 5 years, so then they're governed by what they've got. I mean, admittedly, they've got bigger shirt deals now and bigger sponsorships, and £25 million a year sponsorship. Was it £20 million Adidas deal a year? It's insane. £40 million, I think it is. So
one second, Adam. 1 second.
Yeah, go on, mate. Yeah, so it's that sort of it's that sort of thing. So, Dad, what's your thoughts on Arsenal striker crisis then? Crisis. Well, it's not crisis.
I think it's funny. No. I think they've only got really Havertz at the moment, and if Havertz gets injured, they've got a bit of a problem, haven't they? They've got a bit of a problem. I get what Rob says. You've got to have the right person in. And really what you needed to do, if you're going to get big money and the targets he wants in the summer is what he wants, you need to get like a loan in to cover you. But the trouble you got with that is finding that loan player, because if you could find that loan player, we'd all be doing it. Yeah. So it's a catch-22, isn't it? Like what do you do? Just stick with what you got and you stick, as you said, he's 6 points behind Liverpool at the moment. You beat Liverpool. I don't know if they've got Liverpool again to play. Have they got Liverpool again to play? They must have, mustn't they?
No, I'm just going to look now, but that's it.
It's 6 points. It's not a lot. All it takes is to be very West Ham-y, like to play Liverpool and beat them, for argument's sake. And then if Liverpool, then if Arsenal was to beat Liverpool, then their level, it's all ifs and buts. I know, but if they're one fit forward at the moment, I think it's Havertz. If I'm wrong, if he gets injured, they're in a bit of stuck, aren't they? They've got to put round pegs in square holes. So it's a bit like West Ham. But what do you do if you've got players that you want in the summer and you're just buying for buying's sake now? As Arteta did say in one of his interviews, that he don't want to buy people just for the sake of it. And
Arteta is quite a stubborn guy anyway, and he knows his own mind. I mean, he bought Havertz to play in midfield, and he's been playing up front for 18 months. So, I think he would find solutions within the squad. I think he could play Trossard up front. I think he could play Martinelli up front. I think he could find something within the squad to make it work, even if it was for a short term, or regardless of what might happen. I admire him. I admire him for it, because I think it's gutsy, and it could define a lot of what happens this season for Arsenal. Arsenal are still very competitive in the Champions League, and I think what he's done there is quite a ballsy is a ballsy move, but it's one of them ones where whether he did or he didn't, he was going to be called a fool, because if he bought someone for the sake of buying them, he's wasting his ESAC money, and then if he doesn't buy anyone, he's not having hindsight, is he? Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good evening. Sorry, I was just getting myself a hot chocolate.
Piss off! You get a Big Mac.
Oh, well, that's
Big Mac.
What's
Yeah,
the
what's
matter?
flurries?
I only asked you a question.
Sorry, that's I need my hot chocolate.
Yeah, and you got hot apple pie as well.
I need
Hot jelly.
Horlicks after watching West Ham. Blimey.
Sorry, I missed that.
I said I need Horlicks after watching West Ham. Put me asleep.
You got the points,
No,
though,
Jack.
mate. Oh, mate, did you say Horlicks?
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
Horlicks.
yeah.
Chocolate Horlicks, to be fair. Chocolate Horlicks.
Horlicks was elite tier bedtime drink.
That's the one I'm talking about. They put me asleep.
Didn't West Ham win?
No. Lost
What?
2-1.
You're
We lost
joking.
2-1.
No.
Yeah, no, we lost 2-1.
Ah, I don't get reception at my gym because it's right by the airport. And
No.
so the last time I saw anything, it was 1-0.
Yeah,
Bowen scored a good goal, to be fair. He took it well.
I was about to say, at least your boy scored on his return.
Yeah, no, it's all looking a bit more positive. I mean, as I said I said to Adam earlier on, 6 weeks ago we'd have been 3 or 4 down by half time.
Okay.
So no, there is definitely a turning of the tide where West Ham's concerned. But as I say, we're lacking up front as well. We're in the same boat, so let's see how we go. But we've got Ferguson in now, so
yeah, it's a shame because it's a shame you couldn't get over the line really, because it's probably just about the right time to be playing Chelsea.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's right. And they weren't that great. It was only I didn't go much on them at all. But what's his name? Palmer played well. He was picking the ball up off the defence, spraying balls about. He scored a deflected goal. He was the difference between the two sides. You know what I mean? He's a good player.
Yeah.
I think we nearly got him, didn't we, Adam, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't stump the money up. But still, there you go. That's West Ham.
That was Moyes. That was Moyes rejecting it.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. Crazy. And what did he do? He spunked £7 million on Calvin Phillips on loan, but he wouldn't spend 50 million on Cole Palmer. But there you go.
Wait, it cost you $7 million to rent Phillips?
Yeah.
Holy moly!
And we paid all his wages as well.
I can't see you, Rob, but I think you're laughing at us.
That's the thing is, though. In fairness, at the time that was a great little. At the time, it was seen as a great little signing. It just unravelled so quickly. It was just so obvious that he was off the pace and he wasn't good enough. But like at the time, at the time, it was like, yeah, okay, I can see that.
We must have done something when Pep Guardiola don't put him in the team.
Yeah, but we don't learn off other people's decisions, do we? Like Pep Guardiola spent £55 million on Phillips in the summer, and then he doesn't play all season. The following year, he shifts him out on loan. You think, I'd like to avoid this one. I'd like to buy players that are getting played week in, week out, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
at lower clubs,
week in, week out, you won't buy them, will you?
But at lower clubs, like you know, we hooked Somerville from Leeds. He was their best player. Do you think
there's a little bit of a danger of history repeating itself by signing Evan Ferguson? Then
no,
that's what I'm saying.
In terms of what, with Lingard repeating himself, you mean, Rob?
Or do you mean injuries?
I'm sorry, I'm cutting out a bit. I think.
He's too busy eating his Big Mac. That's what it is.
I don't eat Big Macs. I'm a vegetarian.
Well, a vegetarian Mac then. The McPlant.
It's called a McPlant, and it's much too late for a McPlant.
It's never too late for a McPlant. You know the rules, Rob. You're driving. It's fine.
I've got a hot chocolate and a Trek bar.
I don't drink and drive.
He'll be falling asleep. He'll be Horlicks. Like Mr. Bean with the matchsticks like that.
No. I'm sound though. I'm sound though, mate. I'm good. Don't worry about me.
Yeah. Are you on your way back home now then?
Yeah.
So what was you doing tonight then? It was it squad class, was it, or something, or was it a usual thing?
Yeah, no, I was coaching. Yeah, I started coaching. I did my first 1-to-1 today at I think 2:00, and then I basically coached right through till 10.
Oh wow.
So yeah, busy. No, it's good though. They always work hard. They're good lot. It's not too far from like I said, I'm at London City Airport, so
Yeah.
local to where I grew up. Love it there. Wouldn't really change it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just a trek back to Alsted, isn't it? From City Airport.
The trip's awful. The trip is awful, but the work is blessed. So I do love it.
That's good.
Yeah.
What do you think's been the signing of the window then?
The signing of the window. I'll be honest. I actually think Tottenham will be quite pleased with their signing of Tell. I know you're only really signing potential when he was named after Henry, but he could be a decent little signing for them on the attack. I think Evan Ferguson could potentially be a great signing for the window. I'll be honest, I was really underwhelmed by. I don't know if Man City got the midfielder they were looking for today. The guy who can operate as a 6 or an 8. I don't know if
Rodriguez,
they got him. I was really underwhelmed by Man City's business. It was almost like they were panic buying. So I wasn't. I thought they were just. It was almost like. Do you know what? I look at Man City's business and I think they did what Arteta didn't want to do. So it'll be interesting to see how that season fares, having filled spaces.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of looks like to me anyway, you know? And like, I don't care. City can do what they want. They can buy whatever they want. But like, it just looked like their buys were so reactive. And like I said, I'm just so glad that we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Good to see. It'd be good to see how this Pep gets on now. Now he's had a little bit of a bad run of form, because he's always had good run of form. He's always had good players around him. You know, he's always been tickety-boo. Now it's all gone a bit Pete Tong. I want to see how he reacts to it, because I've always said to Adam, I said to him, I'd like to see him manage someone like Blackburn or something, you know what I mean, and make them top of the league or things. He always works with the best of the best, and it ain't worked this year. I want to see how he reacts from it, you know what I mean. But I think this could be it, just chucking money at players. I think that's his answer. I don't think that's the answer, but I think that's what he's doing.
I think the only one that I looked at their buys and I thought, oh, do you know what? Yeah, he could be all right. I quite like the look of the Egyptian international they bought.
Mamouche,
I reckon he could be pretty tasty. I think long term. So I think he will be. I think he'll be handy, but I also think because is he a striker or is he a midfielder?
He's a right winger, so he's basically like Mohamed Salah, but he's been playing in the front two, I think.
So he's basically like a Salah. All right.
Yeah, it is exactly like that. It's exactly like that.
Driven. Do you know why? It's because the reason I asked is because you've got this media-driven kind of like fantasizing of Foden, and Foden obviously won the PFA last year. I don't think he should have won it, right? But like Foden has been so absent this year, and yesterday's performance against Arsenal, I think, characterised it. You wouldn't have even known he was on the pitch yesterday. And
he set up one of your goals.
He what?
He set up one of your goals. He passed you, didn't he, across his box? Terrible he was, wasn't he? Foden yesterday.
I'm sorry, I think I'm breaking up. I missed that, but was that a defensive Foden?
No. I was saying he passed the ball to you, didn't he, across his box? One of your goals.
Oh right, yeah, no, Yeah, he did. That's right.
He was playing for you.
Yeah, he was an extra man.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
I don't know. I just kind of been so. I don't want to say disappointed because I couldn't care less, right? But like I'm kind of a bit like miffed by this glorification of Foden, because you know, I'm not suggesting for a second that he's not a good player or even a great player, but you know, the way that we talk about him as this kind of iconic status player, I don't think he's anywhere near the likes of De Bruyne or Frank Lampard or Scholes. I don't think he's anywhere near them. And so I thought it was interesting that Man City were plugging yet more money into midfield when you've got people like Foden there who are meant to be, you know, taking over from the likes of Silva or De Bruyne or, you know, Gundogan, all these players. And I just think, like, where the hell is Phil Foden that they're having to spend money on midfielders?
That's it, yeah. That's it, yeah. Yeah.
And I suppose I have the luxury of saying that because I can be a little bit more spiteful as an Arsenal fan, I guess, because I think that if Saka was putting in the performances that Foden was putting in this year, it would be absolutely everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And I say that because Foden did nothing yesterday. There was no mention of it in the analysis, but they spent ages analysing Haaland's goal, but no mention of how absent Foden was from the game. And, you know, he was outshone by, by incredible performances from Declan Rice, from incredible cameos from Nwaneri, and we're hearing nothing about Foden. So I just think it says a lot about what might be going on at Man City, because the star boy isn't starring.
Who Matt Grealish? Is he injured, Grealish, or is he not getting a look in, or what? He's another player that'll want out soon, won't he? Surely, if he ain't playing.
Who's this?
Grealish.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah, well, where the hell's Jack Grealish?
I don't know. He's got to be the next player that's going to be on his toes, surely. If he ain't getting
It's
a game
crazy.
like that.
It's crazy. It's like the only ever £100 million player who is behaving like a £100 million player is Declan Rice.
Yeah.
You got him cheap, Rob.
I can't name another. We got him cheap. We did. We owe you money.
Yeah, you only paid for one leg.
I can't name another £100 million player who has behaved like that. You look at Grealish, not really. Coutinho, not really. When Neymar went to PSG, not really. I can't think of like Moises Caicedo. No, like was it Enzo? Was he close to 100?
Mendes, yeah.
Like, I'm just like, what the hell is going on with people's? You know, it's an advert for why we shouldn't be spending this type of money on footballers. Really?
Yeah, that's right. No, he's a good lad. He's grounded, Declan Rice. I mean, I rate him. I always have done. He's superb. I was gutted, absolutely gutted. He left, gutted. But I understand why. But I always say, Adrian Rice will be back one day.
Yeah, Adam said the same, to be fair. Like, I mean, I liked winding Adam up about it, but like, you know, he was part of a good team that won a cup, and it's a nice little legacy for him to leave behind. But like, you know, I think he was quite within his rights, to be honest, to be like, I want to go and try and play a different echelon of football. I'm just so glad he didn't choose Man City. I'm just so glad he didn't choose Man City, honestly.
I actually thought that's where he was going to go. That's why some of the West Ham fans took umbrage over him going to a London.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't believe he was going to come to us.
And I thought he was going to go to City. I thought it was already made, like he was going to win stuff left, right, and centre. But don't you think, like, well, he might have been getting a game in there week in, week out, but Pep could have ruined him. He could be like Grealish now, sat on the sidelines.
Well, exactly, because when I was younger, he's the type of player that would have gone to Man United.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's exact. I thought he would have probably ended up there if they obviously with new ownership or whatever. And
I mean, he could have gone to. I mean, he's the type of player that would have been playing for Man United. And can you imagine him at Man United? Oh my words, that him and Bruno Fernandes, what a lovely team up they would have been. I'm just so glad that he's with Arsenal. I say to Adam all the time, I cannot believe that Declan Rice plays for us. Like, I just cannot believe it.
It's what thing is with him. It's his character off the pitch. I mean, he comes across well, in interviews and all that. He's not big-headed in any way. I mean, I don't know if you see. There's a bit of a footage I showed you on Sky earlier on of when who's the guy that done the mimic for the Haaland goal, sitting on the floor doing his Zen pose. Rice was getting him up off the floor, telling him to get back in position. You know, you're about 3-1 up or whatever it was at the time, but that's how professional he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
you know what? I was actually going to mention that. It's almost like, you know, we get all this in the media of, there's no personalities in football anymore. We actually have a legitimate rivalry, right? And you know, if you look at Pep and Klopp's rivalry, it's all like handshakes and cuddles and all that. You've got a rivalry where you've got something, even though you wouldn't really see it in the managers, but in the players, you've got that kind of like late 90s, early 2000s, Martin Keown slapping Van Nistelrooy over the top of the head kind of stuff.
That's right, yeah.
We all loved it then, but we don't love it now. Why? Like, I don't get it. Like, it's pantomime. I love it. It's cinema.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I'll do. I think it's good. Good.
I live for the next big Gabs and Haaland meetup, because I know I am fully aware, right, that I am going to have to eat the humble pie. Right, the humble pie derby will come around, and I'm going to have to eat the humble pie when Haaland scores a hat-trick against us. It's going to be my turn, and I'll have to eat it, you know. But do you think that Haaland bottled it though yesterday? Because when he scored, what would you have done? I would have gone straight to Gabriel and stood in his face when I made it 1-0. But do you know why? It's because Haaland foresaw that they were going to get beaten. Haaland foresaw it. And do you know what else was great? We must have rattled them so much that even Daddy Haaland had to tweet and be like, look, the team doesn't win anything. Don't make sure you have. Oh, shut up, Daddy Haaland, be quiet.
Get Roy Keane on you. Shut up.
Yeah, live off your son's money, because you know your career weren't much. Be quiet.
They weren't bad, to be fair, Rob. I mean, Rob. Oh, I'm just being
spiteful.
That's a move that could work, and you talk about, you know, transfer, you know, that could work if he gets his head right. Is Rashford at Villa? That could work.
Yeah. So
I think they've signed some good players as well. Aston Villa, they're going for the Champions League.
Yeah,
they have to. Yeah. They have to, because they ain't going to get it in the Premier League, are they?
No.
They can't compete for both.
No. That's what they bought in bodies, didn't they?
Yeah.
But that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me that they bought in bodies, because they need to. I just don't
let one go, didn't they?
They got Asensio in as well today.
I know they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Marlon, I think Marlon could be a bit hit or miss. He's an explosive winger, but I think he's had a few injuries that kind of slowed him down. But
so's Asensio.
Asensio. You know what? I always thought Asensio would probably be, because under Lopetegui, I thought Asensio is ready made for a loan deal for that, and we ended up getting Soler, because Asensio was kind of with Lopetegui throughout his managerial career. When you think of like through the Spanish national team, he was at every youth level with him. He was at in senior level. Then he was at Real Madrid with him. And I thought, you know what, it's probably a ready-made player for him. He knows exactly what he's going to get out of him. But we never went for him. But we went for Soler instead.
Yeah.
I like Soler, but Asensio was kind of like, that made sense. But Soler didn't, because there was no connection with it.
No.
But now Asensio's gone to Aston Villa. Again, no connection at all. I don't know whether Emery was...
Gonzalez.
I also think Emery's got money in the bank, isn't he? Like, you look at Emery, you think, he's got a structure. I can see my role within that team. I think that helped, and you're playing with a team that everyone knows what they're doing. You've got an Argentinian World Cup winning goalkeeper. There's some exciting players in that team that you're going to get chances created, or you can create chances for. Like that's quite an exciting project, isn't it? To go there, like West Ham are literally at ground zero. So like, if you're a lone player going in there, you're part of the first step. If you're a lone player, you want to be part of something that's already happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, I think Aston Villa will be good for those signings. I think it could pay them really well in the Champions League. Just means we have to listen to Gabby Bonglahor talk about it.
Yeah,
Mate,
he goes on, doesn't he?
you know what? It feels like Gabriel Bonglahor has put a wig on and he's playing again. Like the similarities, like when I've seen the Photoshop images, like Rashford and Gabby look so similar.
Oh,
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
It's
Do you know
so
what?
weird.
Did you see him pop in last week? And did you hear his hit when he jumped in on TalkSport when Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy were on there? And he basically jumped in on the TalkSport towers. Oh, it's hilarious that. But yeah,
it was good. That was good.
All right.
Who's this Nico Gonzalez from Porto? £50 million they bought him for City.
Apparently, Man City were after him when he was like a youngster years ago, and he ended up opting to stay at Porto, and basically he's developed through there. So it's a long scouting journey for Man City to get this Gonzalez. So 50 million quid. Again, that's the thing with Man City. They don't just go out and spend. It's very rare that they go out and spend £100 million on a player like Grealish. Like they didn't spend that on Haaland. They haven't spent. They're buying 50 million here, 50 million here, 50 million here, 50 million. They kind of cap it at a certain rate, and they're building a good squad through 50 million players. They're not going out there buying an Mbappe, are they, or a Bellingham? They're going out and buying good early 20s players for 50 million quid and just letting them thrive. They done it with Kyle Walker, didn't they? They bought Kyle Walker for 50 million, John Stones 50 million. Yeah, so it's really interesting to see that tactic hasn't changed, but they've now become they've won the window in terms of how much they've spent. I think they've spent over £200 million now.
Yeah. I think he spent a third of what Arteta spent in one window, and it was January.
Yeah.
So, listen, my reception's about to die out, and my phone's on 2% battery. So I'm going to say it was a fun chat and farewell.
Okay,
guys, mate. Take care. Give us 3 rings when we get in, yeah?
All right, cheers. Bye.
Cheers out. Bye.
Right. There you go. Words from an Arsenal fan after his cheerleading session. So, yeah. There you go. It's quite level-headed, isn't it, really, when you think Arsenal are not being rushed into a position of spending a load of dough to now.
The thing is, if it ain't right, stick with what you got. Because you could bring one person in and upset the apple cart. Do you know what I mean? If you're not 100% sure, don't do it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm just looking at Man City's total transfer spend this window. So it's quite deflating. Oh, right. Okay, so they got Mamouche for €75 million. Kusanov from Lens, 40 million. Victor Reis from Palmeiras, like 37. Yes, 30, yeah. So, and then they add another 50 onto that. So they've spent well over 200 million on 4 players, which average 50 million each, isn't it? But yeah, let's say some of the deals have been quite interesting. Like Lloyd Kelly's gone to Juventus. Lloyd Kelly, Lloyd Kelly. It was at Bournemouth, and then he went. R. Kelly. That name can't be said anymore, Dad. He's
no.
Yeah.
Right, I meant.
Brian Kelly. Ryland Kelly. Now Lloyd Kelly, he's gone to Juventus. I see that Jimenez has gone from Feyenoord to AC Milan. He was a player West Ham were linked with ages ago, the Mexican forward.
That's a funny one. Celtic, I bought that Schlupp from or
Jeffrey
signed that
Schlupp.
Schlupp. Yeah, Schlupp from Paris.
I think he's a good squad player, really.
He'd be good,
I think
up there, though, wouldn't he? You're walking up there, wouldn't he?
yeah. You'd like to think so, and I think I don't know whether. No, they didn't cross paths. I was fairly certain Schlupp was at Leicester. Whether he was there at the time of Brendan Rodgers, maybe there was that link. But again, I'm just may never cross paths. Both been at Leicester, so familiar with that. But yeah, like some of the deals have been pretty good. But I'm happy with West Ham's. We needed a striker. We got a striker, and he ain't just any striker. He was 2 years ago. He was Brighton's main man, tipped to make a move to Man United for 90 million quid.
Yeah, we've got a striker, but he's just coming back from injury. He's not 100% fit. He's only on loan. We've got no obligation to buy. We've got no first option on him. We could put him in a shop window. He could score, as you said, 10 goals, which would be great. And then we'll never see him again in West Ham shirt.
I'm not saying he will. I'm saying if he scores 10,
no, I
think
know
that'll be a huge success. But I think
I'm
6 is probably
if he
acceptable.
if he scored 10, we want to go great. But then we won't see him no more because the big boys are coming and nick him. So it'd be like again a Lingard, an upturning form, and then we won't see him. So we just put him in a shop window. But he could do us a turn. It's what we need.
Possibly. I'm a big fan of him. People criticise his injury record, but I don't think he's had one big injury, and I think that's the cruciate ligament, which that is a worry. That was 14 weeks he was out, or 14, 15 weeks. No, yeah, I think he missed up 14 games or something, but it was over 150 days, that sort of format. But that's the only injury he's really had, a really long-standing injury. He's had
how old is he?
20.
Right, so he's still got them growth spurts, hasn't he? You get them.
That's what I mean.
Things in the legs. What Gerrard used to have them, didn't he? When you're growing up with it, something splints, and shin splints or something, where the bones growing too big for your body.
Yeah,
muscles and all your muscles are different and all that.
Yeah, he's still developing, isn't he? Like he's got to be given an opportunity to grow, isn't he? Like he's burst on the scene at Brighton, 18 years of age. He scored hat-tricks against Newcastle, and again, he's got an injury problem. Like he ain't even had a career yet, really. You know, Harry Kane. You look at Harry Kane's injury record. Didn't stop him becoming Tottenham's all-time leading goal scorer and England's leading goal scorer, and now he's breaking records out in Germany. Like it's about managing the player's fitness, and I think that's something West Ham have done. If you're going to get a player that has had an injury problem and have played at West Ham, there is a plethora of players out there that could set an example. For one, Mikel Antonio, we signed him, and his hamstrings were shot to bits. I think the phrase that always gets mentioned on this podcast is hamstrings like cheese strings, right? So,
but he's changed positions. He's changed his game now. He ain't as explosive. He was a winger.
He's changed his diet. He's changed his way of working. He's actually prolonged his career. I know he's unfortunate with the car incident, but he's of a physical ability where he could come back and play like a 30-minute cameo or something, right? He's not like his physical shape at the age he was before the car crash. I thought, mate, I'd love to look like that. I'd love to look like how he is at his age. You know, was it 34? And he's like built like a god. You know, but then and then there's another one. You look at Kurt Zouma, right? Kurt Zouma's knees were blown to bits. But in the first 2 seasons he played under David Moyes, he played over 75 games across 4 competitions.
So he probably didn't train.
Yeah, but it's about managing, isn't it? It's about managing the expectations of what you expect that player to deliver. He's so good, he only needs to play 90 minutes every week. He didn't need to train.
What about you got 2 games a week then?
Or you rotate. That's why you have a squad rotation. But Zouma, despite that, was being played both games. You know, he was playing in Europe one week, and then he was playing Premier League on Sunday.
Well,
He was doing
one
it.
thing I will say about Moy, he did manage the squad well in Europe. I will give him that. He did, like, when we didn't need to put the big boys in, he didn't put them in. He did rest people and all that.
But then he only used one sub a game when you could use 5. Like,
well, yeah.
There were times he was like, "No, I'm not putting them on." It was like, yeah, but we need the sub. Like Antonio's like running for his arse, and he's like, "No, you're still playing." But again, it's just maintaining match fitness. And I've always said this, like with Fulkrug's injuries is down to being mismanaged by Lopetegui from the start, because we signed him when he was fit, and he didn't play regular game time, and he went back away with Germany, and he broke down because he was playing at this level under Lopetegui, and at Germany it's up here. So to go from that jump, you've got no progress, and so you break down in injury. But again, like, you know, I think injury-wise, I don't think we've had a player where we've gone, you know what, like, he's constantly getting injured. There's just no hope for him. I can't remember the last time. Of recent times. Recent times. Like London Stadium era. Even with Andy Carroll, he had his injury problems, but he still played a fair amount of games for West Ham.
He was out more than he was in the team.
Yeah, but then he went to Newcastle and played up there, and then he went to Reading or West Brom or whatever, and then now he's smashing it in France, 4th division.
Yeah, but it's fucking playing for Dagenham, isn't it? If you don't score playing for Dagenham, it's
not even playing for Dagenham. Well, it's not even that level.
No, well, you know what I'm saying. I'm saying.
But yeah, but I just think we've got a good. I think West Ham have got historically a good physiotherapy section where they get players back quicker, they get players back stronger, and if they get injured, they're not out for a long time.
Well,
and then
with respect,
this is maintained.
With respect, they've had enough practice, haven't they?
Exactly. So I think a lot of the investment has gone into that, haven't they?
I think that door and that thing, so like it's a revolving door. They're in and out of spin, man. It's ridiculous.
That's the thing. That you look at Bowen. Bowen broke his foot against Liverpool in December, and they reckon he was out until March or whatever. And
that Ferguson,
he just played tonight and scored.
He was at the training ground today, and he went and he queued up in the queue for the cafeteria, and realised it wasn't the cafeteria; it was a big medical room.
Things people do for a bit of free medication, right? But yeah, I think the injury record with Evan Ferguson, I'm willing to turn a blind eye on that statistic. He's had 3 or 4 injuries in, and one of them was a bad one, admittedly. But if these players are getting the best private healthcare in the world, and once they have an injury, they've operated on the next day. You know, and they're going in plunge pools. They're going in cold water. Gazza had an injury years ago. The technology's moved on way beyond then.
If I'd come over as negative towards this, I'm not, because I like him as a player.
No, I know you're not.
I'm not disputing that, but my one thing is we're buying a damaged player. And we can't afford to buy a damaged player or even loan a damaged player. We need a player in, a bit like Arsenal's situation, except it's only worse. We haven't really got a forward. And if you take Danny Ings out the equation, we haven't got a forward. They've got Havertz. Well, I don't call him a forward anyway. I don't rate the fella. I think he misses more than he scores, but that's another story. But that's their main man, and that's what they want. That's who they want, and fair enough. But like, they've only got him. And yeah, as Rob said, they could put Trossard up there, Martinelli, but it's a different type of. You've got to change your play for that. Havertz will hold the ball up. Trossard, man, he runs behind. Martinelli runs behind. They're quick, they're small, they're dynamic. And it's the same with West Ham. We've got Bowen up there. And we ain't got, and it don't work. It don't work. At least with this Ferguson, if he's fit, he's a hold-up player. He's like a Fulcrook. I like Fulcrook. I thought his layoff play, the way he addressed the ball, he chested in, he laid people off, and he spun. And I thought it was brilliant. But he got injured.
Yeah.
Injured.
Yeah. I think we've got good rotation up the front. now. I think it's quite balanced now. Ferguson is the kind of Antonio replacement at the minute. Like Bowen can go play out on the right. He can play centre. Kudus can play on the right. He can play number 10. Paqueta can play out front. Danny Ings can play out front. When Fulcrook's back next month, he can play out front. So I think we've got good options now to see out the rest of the season. But as we all knew, this is just an extended pre-season. It's about getting the next, how many points? 13 points from 14 games. It's a point a game. And once you realise you're clear of relegation, then you can start looking forward to the next season under Potter and another window. And
yeah, but I'm just I'm nearly 60 years of age now, and how many times are we going to keep saying, yeah, we'd build up for next season? With respect, next season 1 year won't come for me. I want it now. I want to see us win stuff now. Yes, we did when we went up to the stadium when we watched the game and the final, and it was brilliant, and it was like an unbelievable the way we won it, and it was great. But I want more things like that. I don't want to see saying, yeah, well, next season might not ever come. No, I mean, yeah. I know that sounds depressing, but it is true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Right. Oh, what am I doing here? That's right.
I don't know.
No, well, on that note, I think that's another transfer window done. Let's get the picture of the boy in his West Ham kit. There you go. Evan Ferguson.
I'm sure that ain't just full crop being photocopied.
No, because Ferguson's got all his teeth.
Yeah, there is that bit. He's got a mouth like a burnt out fuse box, hasn't he? Full crop.
There you go. The number 34. Historically, here's a little quiz for you. Can you name any 30 West Ham players that have worn the number 34?
Oh.
If you get 2, I'll buy you a pint when I see you.
Blimey, there's been 2 then, is there? 34.
Yeah. Number 34. Name 2 others.
Do you know
there've been loads.
There've been what? There've been loads.
There've been quite a few, yeah. Been quite a few. Just breaking news: Tottenham have signed Matthias Tell on loan from Bayern Munich. Will he be any good? Time will tell. That's shit, isn't it?
34. I'm trying to think 34. What year? Give us a chance with the year.
Oh, bloody old day. I don't know. I'll give you the manager. I'll give you 2 managers. Alan Kirbishley.
Yeah.
And Avram Grant.
Mate. Alan Kirbishley, it's got to be someone like Mascherano, was it?
No.
What was he, Mascherano?
Lewis Bowerporte.
Blimey.
Yeah.
The infamous Bowie. Yeah, go on.
Infamous. And the other one under Avram Grant was Robbie Keane.
Oh, mate, they're not 2 names that trip off my tongue, I'll tell you.
And that is the Irish link with Ferguson. So Ferguson has picked number 34 because of Robbie Keane.
I thought he added number 3 and number 4 to make number 10.
To be fair, that's I picked 3 and 4
to make. Yeah, I picked 3 and number 4 to make 10.
I don't take the mick out the Irish, Dad. You know I'm half Irish.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not your half. I'll take the mick out
of. Also, another one, family member George Moncur wore number 34.
Was he? I didn't know that. Yeah. I know. Johnny was 16 and 10, wasn't he?
Yeah, 16 and 10. But Georgie Moncur was number 34. There you go. So, thank you for everyone watching and those that are about to watch on repeat. follow us on Twitter at Dad's Our Job Podcast.
And Granddad's Our Job.
And Granddad's Our Job. You need to start hashtagging that now. Hashtag Granddad's Our Job. Maybe that's a spin-off series. Who knows? That's a spin-off series. Huh?
Yeah, Granddad around the house. Granddad's Our Job.
Granddad's Our Job. So I'll just do a quick feed up here. So yes, you can follow us on X on at Dad's Our Job Pod, on Instagram at dads.our.job. And you can find all our podcast material on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Podbean, and many, many more platforms. Please like and subscribe. We're doing this literally with no cash whatsoever. We're doing this on Thursdays. There's a bit of breakaway time and the odd transfer deadline day. And we do interviews. Obviously, you've seen that we've had Tabs from the Growth Podcast come on. We've had boxing sensation Joel Kadua come on. And the cheerleading expert himself, Rob, has popped in to get involved. So give us a like, give us a follow.
So I can't ask for me fee now, then.
So that's enough for this week. But Dad's always a pleasure, never a chore. Thanks for coming on and helping out tonight.
I enjoyed it. I was a virgin on here, so like, if I come across a bit stuttery and spluttery, it's because it's my first time. You know, it's like when you know you have to get broke in.
On that note.
No, I enjoyed it. All joking aside, I know it's hard when you do a podcast like this and you're starting up, but I listen to you using the two brothers, like Rob and Callum, and you have me in stitches at times when I listen to it. I know I've got a little bit of because like you're my son, obviously, you do it, but you do a good job. It's good. We do like listening to it. I do panic about yeah, I know, but like whoever listens, but I do panic about and see the people and listen. That's all you can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, it's good. It's good. All right. Anyway, well, cheers anyway.
Cheers, Dad. No worries.
Right, no worries. See you later. See you later, mate. Bye. Bye. I don't know how you get off here now. This is how technical I am.